Welcome back, y'all. Here to do a review recap on the third episode of Divorce Sistas. So, the last episode we left off, Javon, who is friends with, Geneva, the one he was messing with 6 years ago, and her husband. Well, her husband brought him there so they can all go to the banquet together. So he meets their daughter. So when I'm gonna call him Tyree till I remember the name of her husband, when he goes with their daughter to leave to do something upstairs, Javon's like, "Oh, she has her father's eyes. Is she mine?" And so Geneva's all flabbergasted. "No, he's not. She's not yours." And I'm just the whole time they're going back and forth about the paternity of this child. This Javon guy, he just thinks he can come back. Like, okay, y'all both were having an affair. Y'all both were married at the time. You're divorced now, but you think you can just come up, tell her she needs to divorce her guy because you divorced your wife so y'all can run off into the sunset together? Like, you have some nerve to think that. And trust me, I'm not on her side when it comes to this. Like, as you saw in the last video, the fact that you was letting a guy, not only were you cheating on your husband, but letting him hit raw. The baby's possibly his. She told him no, but she admits to Rashida later on that, oh no, it might be because they were having IVF, going through IVF, and they were having like some fertility problems, her and her husband. So he accompanies them to the banquet and whatnot. Rashida and Jeff, after their nosy children who need to stay in a child's place, after they talk to them, they're in the car talking to each other, and Rashida was like, well, if we were getting along, we would be having sex. So we know that they are not having sex together. Not quite sure if he is with somebody else. I'm assuming she is not, right? Because as of right now, we see that she's faithful. We don't know too much about him yet. So I feel like that's a breadcrumb for maybe something to happen later on in the season that she discloses we're not sexually active together. So this episode basically takes place at the church banquet. So there's some scenes where we're pretty much seeing people on their way to the banquet. Now, Naomi, this is episode 3. Okay, yeah, my bad, y'all. So Naomi's on her way to the banquet with her entourage, her glam squad, hairstylist, makeup artist, and all that. Had a cute gown on. She gets stopped by her ex-husband's lawyer. I think they are officially divorced, I believe, but I know he's with someone else now. But his lawyer comes there along with cops and stuff to see some items. Now, I don't have a law degree. I've never been married, but I thought stuff that was bought during a marriage, like they seized a few paintings, 2 of her cars. They took the diamond earrings clear off her, out of her earlobes, took her watch. And I just thought, like, aren't those considered gifts? I mean, I didn't know you had to give certain stuff back when you get divorced. I think he was just doing that to be petty because he has money. Like, you don't need these 2 cars back. And then they left her with that old school, I think it's a BMW. The model looks like an 80s BMW, right? So she's upset, which I clearly would be because they come late at night. Like, who does this? She drives off, goes to her entourage just left there, goes to a liquor store, gets drunk, and she's on the phone with, she calls Geneva. Now, in the car, it's Geneva, her husband, and Javon. And so her husband's just really adamant about hooking Javon up with Tiffany. And, of course, Geneva's doing, she's kind of doing her little jealousy thing, which I think is so stupid. Girl, you have a whole husband right there. Like, ugh. Geneva kind of starting to get on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to say I was team Geneva episode 1, but I was digging all the characters, but it's like, girl, so you, anyway. So Naomi's like, I'm not coming, and everybody. So when they get to the banquet, everybody's like, cool, because her ex-husband's gonna be there with his new girl, so it's probably a good thing that she doesn't come. So this part was so crazy. Bridget's boyfriend, he's dressed like the help because he actually has this old like attire that he wore when he actually did have a job, and so that was the only dressy thing he had, so he wears it to the banquet, and he gets accused of being like a waiter or part of the catering staff or something. He gets all offended. She's like, no, he's a guest here. So her boyfriend, his name is Vaughn. He gets all offended because Bridget's not really claiming him. When they all date, this part that had me laughing. She had their seat way far away from, Rashida, her husband, Geneva, like the crew, right? And he was like, what's going on? So he made a big old fuss. So they're like, y'all can come over here, right? Now, that dark-skinned dude, the one that cannot act to me, he's good looking, but he can't act. He don't say much. But he was being disrespectful to Vaughn. Like, Vaughn, yes, he's annoying. He's a bum. But he didn't have to be disrespectful like that. Did I write down what he said to him? I don't think I did, but I'm like, first of all, like, who are you? And then going to ask Bridget to tell him he needs to go and stuff. That's her dude. Now, I'll say this. When she was telling him to get up, she was like, get on up, boy. Put that seat in. And it's like, this sounds like a mother talking to her son. What kind of relationship do y'all have? That's what it's giving to me. It's giving, yeah, he's a man child, but I'm talking to him and treating him like he's my son. Who tells their man, get on up, boy, and make sure you push that chair in? I'm like, girl, he's a fool for staying with her. She's a fool for staying with him. They're both fools equally. So at the table, what's that man's name? Javon and Tiffany are talking because, Geneva's husband was dead set, like, y'all sit next together, y'all get to know each other and stuff. Now, I feel bad for Tiffany because I think she's actually really feeling him, but we all know Javon's just using her to make Geneva jealous because I think Geneva has made it clear she's not leaving her husband for him. And I was like, I hope I hope Tiffany doesn't get hurt in this. So Geneva ran off to the bathroom. Rashida went with her. Now Rashida is the only one that knows about the affair with Javon. So Geneva's confiding in Rashida. Well, he asked about our baby, and I don't know because it was right around the time. Blah blah blah. So Tiffany comes in there. She's like, oh, me and him have a lot of common, her and Javon, blah, blah, blah. And Rashida, who I think was being unnecessarily short with her, because Tiffany don't know what the hell's going on. So she was like, didn't you have to go use the restroom? There it is, that right there. Like, Tiffany don't know that that's her old boo thing, and they might have a kid together. She just knows that, hey, my friend's husband's trying to set me up with this guy. We have a lot in common and what have. So Franklin, who is Naomi's ex-husband, the one that had her stuff seized, he shows up there with the woman that he left her for. And the part that killed me is the woman's like, oh, is that dragon lady here? And honey, when she said that, Rashida popped up. I want to say Tiffany popped up. Like, this is their friend. You're the side chick turned girlfriend. You need to probably not be talking too much, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just sit there and look cute or whatever. You're not gonna, not only are you the side chick turned girlfriend, but you're gonna disrespect our friend who was married to him? No. And please don't excuse this for me excusing Franklin, because yes, he was the one that cheated. I'm just saying, as a side chick turned girlfriend, shut up. You just sit there and be quiet. So of course, because I watch TV, film, and I knew Naomi was going to come at the end of this. I said, she's coming, and she's going to be drunk. My only disappointment was she wasn't mad enough for me when she came in. She was just like, you know, I was expecting her to throw glass. Maybe we're going to see them in episode 4. Throw glasses, take off heels, and go upside heads. That's what I was wanting to see. Because, you know, Tyler Perry, he going to bring that drama. That's what I was wanting to see at the end of the episode. But like I said, that's probably going to be coming soon. So, you know, I hope, like I said, I hope Tiffany doesn't fall for Javon. Because he's not thinking about her. He wants Geneva. At this point, as screwed up as Geneva's whole thing is with this Javon guy, I hope her husband is cheating on her. For real. That way y'all can just be even, except for the kid part. If the kid's his, then that's beyond. But I hope he is cheating on you, Geneva, because for you to... And then to allow him to still be there around your husband. Your husband's like, hey, this is my friend. Really? Listen, episode 4 is dropping tomorrow, so I will be on that. I'm going to go ahead and drop the episode tomorrow. Like I said, I've been real busy. That's why I haven't been dropping videos as frequently as I should or used to. But let me know what you think about this episode. Let's talk in the comments about this. Shout out to my 150 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed, but you know you can by hitting that button for me. I appreciate it. Trying to get to 1,000 subs. I'm working on better equipment because I personally do not like this darkness. Like, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it's dark. Working on it though, all right? Peace and blessings to each and every last one of you watching. Until next time.